Hey everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to another episode of New Music Finds, number 64. So this is where I like to collect together all the different music that I've purchased over the past week and present it to you. I've got a nice little stack here of 7 items to run through with you. And I get it from different places like my local record stores, but also online retailers like Amazon, eBay, and more. And for this past week, these particular 7 new music finds break down as 4 new music releases, 2 from eBay, and 1 catalog album off of Amazon. And so we'll jump into that in just a bit, but before we do, if you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please click the button. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things help support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, by subscribing, you'll be able to stay up to date on all that's going on in the world of music, just like this with New Music Finds, episode number 64. So kicking things off as we always do, we start with brand new releases, and this one here being an exclusive to Amazon, the brand new Black Crowes EP called 1972. So cool little thing behind this, they selected 6 cover songs, all originally released in the year 1972, so celebrating their 50th anniversary with this EP here. And they picked some good songs here, so ones that to me are not the ones that you would immediately think of by a particular band to be the cover song, and I like that. So we've got Rocks Off by Rolling Stones, The Slider by T-Rex, You Wear It Well, Rod Stewart, Easy to Slip, Little Feat, Moonage Daydream, David Bowie, and Papa Was a Rolling Stone by The Temptations. So all popular songs, just again, not these necessarily most popular ones by those bands. Case in point, maybe perhaps with like the Rolling Stones, Tumbling Dice was released as the single at the time, not Rocks Off. So while Rocks Off is a popular song, they certainly could have chosen to cover the single that was released in 1972, Tumbling Dice. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. But I thought it was a good song selection that they picked for this. And even though these come from a lot of different varying backgrounds and things of that nature, the Black Crowes do a really good job of making it all sound consistent on the album itself, really kind of putting their own spin on it, which is very nicely. Now, as I mentioned, this is an Amazon exclusive, so you can't go to your record store and pick this up or go online to another place and get it. It's not able to be streamed on, say, Apple Music, Spotify, stuff like that. So if you want to stream it or you want to buy a physical copy, CD, vinyl, you do have to go to Amazon for that. But in my opinion, it's definitely worth picking up. And this is their first new material in 13 years since Before the Frost Until the Freeze, which came out in 2009. So nice to be getting something. Hopefully we'll be getting some brand new material from them soon. I have to say I haven't heard anything about that. I'm speculating, but I really would like a brand new studio album of original material. Currently, though, they are out on tour performing Shake Your Moneymaker in its entirety, so probably won't be for a while that we get something if we do. All right, next up, Lillian Axe, Psalms for Eternity. So this one here is a cool little 3 CD set featuring 30 tracks on it, and each disc does have 1 bonus track on it. I think that is where they're talking about the rarity aspect, because this was talked about being a career-spanning set featuring some rarities as well. So one of the rarities that's on here is the song Perfect Blue, which is a demo from 1989. Didn't appear on the album, so that's nice to get it. And as I mentioned, it is a career-spanning package, so it does include things like Misery Loves Company from their debut in 1988, All's Fair in Love and War off of the album Love and War in 1989, and True Believer from Poetic Justice in 1992. So it does go all the way back to the very beginning, even those major label albums that they were on at that time, and spans all the way up through 2012, which was their last album, The Days Before Tomorrow. So the thing is here, there's also their newest song that's on here, The Weeping Moon, which as I understand was recorded and or released in 2018. So it does include that single. So nice to span all the way up that far. But they've got a brand new vocalist, Brent Graham. He does not appear on that song from 2018 because Brent joined in 2020. So again, as I understand it, the band is working on a brand new album From Womb to Tomb, and that's due sometime later this year. So at that point, we'll get to hear the new vocalist at that time. His name is on the back of this. I thought he might appear on something here, but as far as I can tell, and the reason I'm kind of saying that is there's no booklet and there is no information about the tracks in here. So what I'm telling you here is stuff that I looked up online to determine, and that's fine. You know, again, I guess that's what the internet is for, but I am really disappointed that they didn't break down where the songs come from and, you know, who's singing on them and what album they come from and that sort of stuff. I think it would have been really nice to get that when you have a 30-song career-spanning retrospective. It's nice to tell people where all that stuff comes from. But anyway, there you go. If you were on the fence about that and you needed to know a little more information, hopefully I was able to just provide it to you. All right, next one up. Motor Sister, Get Off. This is their second studio album. It's a super group featuring Jim Wilson on guitar and vocals, coming from the Rollins Band and Mother Superior, Joey Vera on bass from Armored Saint, Scott Ian on guitar from Anthrax, Pearl Day on vocals, who's the daughter of Meatloaf, also married to Scott Ian. She has her own band, and then John Tempesta on drums, coming from The Cult, Testament, White Zombie, and a number of other bands. And so the first album that Motor Sister did was all cover songs from Jim Wilson's previous band, Mother Superior, which is no longer together. This one here is all newly written, save for one track. The last one on here, Rolling Boy Blues. That one is a Mother Superior song. The rest of these are all brand new songs. So really cool seeing that the band is moving forward. They started out just covering these older songs by Jim Wilson. Now they're actually writing and doing stuff, and it's in the vein of Mother Superior. So if you liked that band and you like the debut, you're gonna like this album too. It was really, really enjoyable for me. Hope they continue doing this for a while. All right, next one and last new release for the this previous Friday, which was May 6th here. So we've got Osaka Pop Star, Ear Candy. This one here, a 4-song EP. There's the track listing there, and I like the back of this in particular, that they've got this character, Sweetie, a comic book character, doing the Iron Maiden Number of the Beast thing. There's John Cafiro, the singer of this band, and then doing the girl again in that. So it was kind of fun that the artwork had a little play on Iron Maiden's No Prayer for the Dying. So about this band, though, if you're not familiar with them, there's some connection and tie to the Misfits. John Cafiro, the vocalist here, has had a lot of hand in that. But I wanted to point this out because I talked a little bit about it when I posted the video for New Music Now as I was unboxing this stuff. But previous album by Osaka Pop Star was a who's who of punk bands. So this one featured, of course, John Cafiro, the lead vocalist. He's the guy that started this. But then we got Jerry Only on bass, coming from the Misfits, Des Candina from Black Flag, who was in the Misfits at the time, Ivan Julian from the Voidoids, and then Marky Ramone of the Ramones. So this was really sort of pop stars of punk bands and stuff like that, whereas this lineup here is different. They're none of those guys except John Cafiro. And then we've got Dean Rispler, who plays guitar and bass, coming from the Dictators and Murphy's Law, and John Worster, apologize if I'm saying any of these names wrong, on drums from Superchunk, and he's played with Bob Mould, along with a lot of other artists that he's recorded with and stuff, but he's most known for playing with those two groups. And so you do have these guys coming from other bands and stuff like that, not quite as big as the who's who of punk that we mentioned the first go round, but interesting nonetheless. And so this has one brand new original song and 3 cover songs. And I kind of like the theme behind these cover songs. We got Sugar Sugar, originally by the Archies, I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family, and All of Your Toys by the Monkees. So all 3 of the songs are essentially by fake bands that were made for TV shows that may have grown into real bands after that, but starting off just as TV show bands. And so kind of cool that they chose all 3 songs in that regard, but a little tongue-in-cheek the way that they do things, and that's always kind of been Osaka Pop Star's modus operandi. So there you go. All right, so now I got one off of eBay. This was also a record store day release, one I could not find in stores. It is the David Bowie Brilliant Adventure EP, a little selection of tracks promoting the Brilliant Adventures box set. So 4 songs on this one here, all of them, quote, unheard from the Outside era. That's the time frame, and so there were 2 studio alternate versions and 2 live tracks from 1999 on this. Got it for $15, which is what it was selling for in the stores, so I didn't actually have to pay anything more than what it would have been. But the store that I had gone to, Tunes in New Jersey, was out of it by the time that I'd gotten there. I was able to get the other David Bowie EP, Toys EP, so luckily I got both of the EPs that I had wanted to now. I just had to wait a little bit longer for the second one there. Okay, then I ordered this Toto Turn Back from 1981 third studio album, again off of eBay. This is a standard or original edition release of this. I do have the Rock Candy Records version of it, so you may be asking, well, why did you do that? And for a couple reasons, actually. One, never really liked the back of this. The way that they did that photo that's on there, kind of blurred out, overblown color version of it really bugged the heck out of me. Aside from that aesthetic quality that's on this, track number 4, I'm not sure what's going on with track number 4. It starts off at the regular volume level of everything else, and then it dips crazy and gets very quiet during the verses that are in this thing. And in my opinion, the Rock Candy Records one overdid it, and it is ridiculously quiet. It is a little bit better on this one, although not much better. I was hoping that it was just a mastering thing, so I had bought this in order to hopefully try and get it corrected. I listened to a streaming version from Apple Music, and it is louder on there, and so I had hoped that the CD version would be as well. It is not quite. So it's interesting that they've sort of corrected it in the streaming version. It was not quite as bad on the original version, but in my opinion, it's just almost unlistenable on this one. It is so quiet. So anyway, that's what I did. I picked it up to give it a shot. It was a used copy, so I didn't pay a whole lot for it. And that's at least what's going on there. But the album itself, aside from that one track and the issues with that one track, is one of my favorite albums by the band because it was their attempt at becoming an arena rock band. All the songs on here rock more than typical type Toto songs, much bigger production and stuff like that, making it one of my favorite albums. So there you go. All right, and the last thing here is actually another Toto album, but I got this off of Amazon, Tambu from 1995. This one here was actually the very first Toto album I ever had back in the day. I worked in a record store and got a free promo copy. At some point along the way, I got rid of it. It's been out of print for ages. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I saw one pop up new being sold. I don't know if it's just back in print or somebody had a new sealed copy and was selling it, because it wasn't Amazon that was selling it. It was somebody selling it through Amazon. Either way, got a hold of it. 9th studio album. This one was the first one to feature new drummer Simon Phillips, who was taken over after the death of Jeff Porcaro in 1992. And the album is also notable for not featuring a member as the lead vocalist in here. Instead, all of the various members of the group each take lead vocals at different times on this, doing it themselves, just like they had previously done on Kingdom of Desire in 1992, which was the last album that featured Jeff Porcaro on it. And so there you go. That is 7 new music finds for me. It's part of episode number 64. Hopefully you enjoyed all this background information on the stuff that I got here, giving you a little bit more information on these things than I do when I do the unboxing during New Music Now. So trying to make both of these episodes worthwhile and standalone in terms of their own right, to making it worthwhile for you to watch both of them. So hopefully that's occurred here. If you've enjoyed this, consider sharing it out on social media. Help spread the word for me that way. I would greatly appreciate it. And also remember to comment, like, and subscribe. All right, everyone, take care. Have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye-bye.